Okay, so good afternoon, all. Thank you for joining today's session. So today I will be discussing with you various, aspect of buying a business, and we would be discussing what are the various steps. So if I take you forward, so first step of today's discussion topics are like as we already discussed, finding a suitable business for you, advantages of buying existing business. Like there is an option, you could buy a franchise existing, or you could start a new business. And if you buy a running business, what are the differences, and what are the benefits, and what are the disadvantages buying a existing business. Then what is a due diligence process and how we do it. Then negotiation, of course, how you negotiate the offer, and how you draft the offer for business or commercial transaction. And then various financing options, what are the financial options you have. Then legal aspect of buying a business. Then about our team, Ryan, how we help you. And then how you can connect with us. So let's start with our first thing, asking the right question. See, many people come to me and they ask me which business I should buy, uh, and what are the various things I need to ask myself before I buy a business. So I always suggest people, first, you should be asking questions from yourself, like, then you understand what kind of business you want to buy. First, when we see some business, then first question should be in your mind, why this business is being sold, why they're selling it. Then second is, what is the history and reputation of the business. We always need to see what they have done in the past, and what is the current reputation on them. And we will discuss how we see the reputation, and what are the industrial trend and patterns. Say for example, you're buying some business, but uh, you need to see whether this industry is growing or is coming down, or what is happening. And what are the customers. So you need to understand what kind of customers you have, what are the suppliers you have, what are the competitors you have. So basically this is called SWOT analysis: strength, weakness, opportunity, threat. And then what are the various operation costs and overhead you should know. Who are the employees, how many would be there, how many would be staying, and what are the profits, and what are the assets and liabilities. These are the typical questions which should be in your mind when you are planning to buy a running business. And now we will be discussing everything in detail, how exactly these questions you should address, and how you can take it forward. So going forward, first, you need to understand one thing: what is the potential of the products. So you need to see uh, who, why, how often loyalty and new customer well defined is growing. So first you need to see the product. So for example, you are buying a pizza store, what is the potential further. Then again we discuss competitor analysis. Okay, so first now we discuss what are the various advantages of buying a business, and what are the various disadvantages of buying a business. So those who have joined late, so I just told, if you have any questions in between, you could always type in the chat box. So whenever I get a question, I will try to uh, answer as soon as possible. And in the last, we will open this forum for open discussion. And this presentation would be, I would try to wrap it up within 45 minutes, and we'll keep 15 minutes or so for the discussion, how exactly. uh, and if you have any questions, we can take it for the help of everybody. And if you want to take any questions in between, you can just type in the type box and we could discuss. So what are the various advantages when you buy a running business? So may continue to be successful. Say for example, you're buying a successful business, there is a high possibility that this business will be successful further, because that's a running a successful business. Location. So when you buy a old business, say 20-30-year-old business, normally they are at good locations because they have got the location long back. Now you are not getting those good locations. So it is always, good to have a business, old business, because they have, sometimes they have very good locations. Then employee supplier established. So basically you need not to train new employee, you need not to check them, and you need not to, because they are established old employee, and you already have supplier base. So you need not to develop new supplier base. So basically it's like a turnkey business you're taking over, and you are just operating as it is. Then equipments are installed. You need not to install the equipment. Normally, typically, to set up a kitchen for a restaurant, it take around 1 month time and 2 to 3 month time to get approvals and permits. Here you are not spending that time. The next would be inventory in place. So everything is in place. You need to just take it forward. Running inventory, say for example convenience store. So there is a convenience store, then inventory is in place. You need not to start from scratch, or already everything is there. You just need to replenish the inventory, hit the ground running. Basically, whatever is going on the ground level, so it keep running, it keep coming, and then of course you can do more marketing to bring new people, and you could use previous experience. So you can take the experience of old owner, like they can guide you what are the steps you should follow, and what are the inventory you should bring, what are the customer, how you should treat your customers and everything. So it is easier. You can learn from the mistakes and experiences of your old owner, old person you're buying, seller. Then financing is easier. So bank normally consider running business as more safe than starting a new business, because the success rate of new business is unfortunately not very good nowadays. Out of 180 business ultimately close down in 2 to 3 years when they are new business, brand new business, if they don't have any experience. So bank normally prefer to give finance to the businesses which are in the market already. But there are some certain disadvantages also, that also we should discuss. So basically a loser, it means sometime you buy a business which is not doing very well, but you buy very cheap and you plan to you know uh, plan to flip it. And we will discuss business flipping also, what that business flipping. And I would share with you a couple of article on our website. So sometime you buy it, and then then you understand, oh no, it is not good. The same way the other owner was not doing well, you are also not doing well. Created a ill will. So created a ill will means, like, there is a restaurant in the market, say for example, and the owner is not giving time, and it is now got ill famous for the bad quality and bad service. So even if you take out the business, whatever Google reviews or whatever reviews in the market, so you are taking over those also. So even if you're doing very well, but people will perceive it as a negative till the time it will take longer lot time to to improve that ill will. So there is a goodwill, and sometimes there is a ill will also. Goodwill is you create a good impression in the market and you create a goodwill, and here you take the opposite as it's ill will. The employee is not suitable. So for example, sometime you buy a business and you later on understand these employees are not suitable, they were not doing well, and it is now difficult to throw the employee out because you're dependent upon them. And again the problem is to bring new people, again it will cost a lot of money. So sometimes they are not suitable and you keep them, and they also become the cause of future loss to the business. And sometimes equipments, we talk about equipment, they are obsolete or insufficient, like equipment and 25-30 year olds, and their good life is already gone. And every time you try to run the equipment, they get falter, and you bring this service guy and your business gets shut down for a couple of hours or whatever. So sometimes equipment, they create a lot of headache. And then change and innovation is difficult. So for example, you have trend made a trend. Suppose you are buying a pizza store which is non-franchise, and you have made some inventory and you have made some your own diet and menu plan. And then what happens, it's very difficult to change because already people have impression in their mind and they are fond of some particular taste and something. So it is very difficult to change in that time. And again, if you want to change and innovate all the things, then it take a lot of courage and also a lot of money also. Sometimes inventory is outdated. So for example, you're buying a convenience store and some inventories are 5 or 7 years old, which are not useful. So for example, you have CDs, DVDs of movies, and now hardly people buy DVDs and CDs. Suppose you have floppy drives which are not there in the market. So inventory is there, but that's not useful for today's scenario. Then account receivable worthless means basically the amount of money has to come is less than liabilities. Then of course and sometimes you buy a business overpriced, like the value is 100,000 but you buy it and 150 or 200. And that sometimes happen mostly in private deals. I have seen people do the private deal to save commission, and ultimately they end up paying more money to the seller. And you see lot of this overpriced deal happens only between private deal and seller. And sometimes they sell it to their friends, their family people, and they don't talk and at the time, and later on they understand they have made a blunder. Okay, now let's next move further. What is a prelim due diligence? I advise always to people, whenever you buy a business, always you should do a prelim due diligence. Now, what is this prelim due diligence? So prelim due diligence is before you start a proper due diligence. Once you put the offer, there are another steps. So you should do those due diligence, and that due diligence is basically get going to shop like a business as a normal client and observe the business. So don't take appointment from the, and I guide you guys always, before doing a formal meeting with the seller, when you're ready, do your homework before do that. So go to the store as a normal client. Don't tell that you are looking to buy this business, because there might be employee and this doesn't look good. Just see how the business is operating, how get first hand experience of handling a client, so how they handle their client. Just see, go to convenience store, see how their credit card, debit card, POS system work, how they greet to the customer. These are the small things you need to see, and you will understand a lot of time that how they're doing good or not good. Sometimes you go to pizza store, you see the taste and service and quality. Then check the surroundings, see what is nearby. Just go and have a round nearby, see how many people, other people are competing and what is happening. Then check online reputation and reviews. It's very important now is what, just go and see on Google and see what are the what reputation they have, and how exactly. So basically you need to see what are the ratings they have on Groupon and everywhere, wherever is possible. So I always recommend people to go and see uh, the online reputation and reviews. Then check website, products and offerings. And we should always check their website and also the products and offering, because it's very important to check the website. You will understand a lot of stuff, how they're doing and what exactly they're happening, and what exactly they're offering. Okay, so next step would be 5 critical questions you should ask before you buy a business. And the first thing is, why the owner want to sell this business. This is very critical, very important question to ask, because see, don't ask the owner, and always I recommend never ever talk to the owner directly, because there is a method to follow, and owners are not comfortable most of the time to talk to you directly. That's why they always like to involve realtors in between, because most of the people, they are not comfortable talking. So first you need to understand why the owner is selling. What is the actual reason? Are they retiring? Is it in loss? Whatever the actual reason it could be. And so you need to do a proper due diligence on that. And second thing, what is the physical condition of the business. So you need to see how the chattels are there, what are the equipments are there, how old they are, what exactly is happening, and what are the stuff they have. So you need to see the setup, you need to see everything. So, and next is, what is the potential. So once you're buying a business, what is the future potential, how you can take it forward. Then fourth question is, what are the legal aspects you should consider. So once you're buying a, say for example, you're buying a trucking company, then you should know what exactly you need to take over. You're buying a gas station, you should know what exactly you should take care. And is the business financially sound. So can the business survive tough time, like say for example COVID. So we see a lot of pizza stores, their sale got increased. So you need to understand, now in now's market, the business with delivery, they will flourish in future also. So you need to see, based on current scenario, what is happening, will the business be financially sound given the conditions. So these are the question you should get answer from your realtor, or the person who is representing you. Or these questions are the basic question which we should know before you plan to put offer, or plan to buy a business. Then there's very people ask one question, what is the way of valuating a business, how we should valuate a business. So basically, if you get answer of these questions, so you will get a fair idea of a business valuation. Then there are some technical ways of doing a valuation, which I will not go in detail, but give you a brief idea, like balance sheet technique. So we see the balance sheet, what are the asset, what are the liabilities, and we come to a value of a business. Then an adjusted balance sheet technique, of course this is similar to the first one, but there are some adjustment. Then excess earning method, so how much excess earning they have, we do by this. And then the most common approach is capitalized earning approach. So basically, in capitalized earning approach, we calculate the earning and we then capitalize and calculate the business valuation, then discount future earning. This method, we see today the business is making 100,000 a year. Next year it will make 80,000. Next year 70,000. So we add for 5 years and we get the valuation. So there are various ways of valuation, but to be very frank, for small business, this technique doesn't work much because you don't get those financial. For the small business, it is all about your what exactly you are putting in the money and how many years you're getting your money back is the major question. And I will tell you how we can value it. And there could be different kind of businesses and there could be different kind of approach for every business. Typically a business should return your money in 3 to 4 years time. If the business return your money in 4 years time and you're not putting your time there, then it's considered a good business. Basically you're getting a return on investment 25%. And if you're working there them yourself, then it should be getting your money back in around 2 years time. If you're getting that, then of course this is a good business. Then of course the last is the market approach. We see other store like convenience stores, how much that was sold for and what we are going to sell it. But there is no exact method for the small business. It is very 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 difficult to do evaluation because most of the time you don't get the financial. Whatever numbers they give you, mostly they are cooked up or there is no backup and it's very difficult to trust. I'm not saying everybody is cooking up the numbers, but to be very frank, they are not in books. So you have to trust people. And most lot of time when we trust and you get some other result. So basically there are various way we do the due diligence. I will discuss that. So the so I always recommend people to always try to see the building, how the say for example commercial building is very very important. What is the condition of the building? And then next thing would be inventory. What kind of inventory you have and is the inventory included to price or not? Then account receivable, money you have to receive. Then lease arrangement, you need to see what kind of lease arrangement you have. You have 5 year lease, 10-year lease, 2 year lease, renewable, and what are the rental appreciation. And in lease you need to see is there any demolition clause. Lot of stuff to see. So you need to see that. Then business records, all whatever record you have, HST, T2, and we will discuss how we do check all this. Then intangible assets, which are these are the assets which are you cannot touch and see, but like their reputation, online reputation, market reputation. And then of course the last and least is, but not the least, is location and appearance. Some business you go there inside, you get a feel that this is a right business for you, and you get a very positive vibes. In some business you get negative vibes. So customer experience also matters. The customer also feel the same like you are feeling. So location also matters a lot, and also the appearance and how it look like, and how you present as a store to your customer. And of course the experience with your employees. Okay, so next, normally whenever we draft an offer, always people ask me what are the conditions we should put. So these are the bare minimum condition I advise people to put. And but these are not the final. There could be more depending upon what business you're buying. And we will discuss a offer of gas station, how we draft a gas station offer, and you will see what kind of parameters we consider. Just to give an idea, like these are the things we should consider. The most important condition we put is finance. And now we will discuss after 2 or 3 slides, like how you get finance, what are the various ways of getting finance. So finance is very important because ultimately you have to pay money. So you need to see whether you're getting finance from small business finance or home equity. We'll discuss all these options. The next would be inspection, and I always recommend people to put this inspection condition. Use a suppose you are buying a trucking company, so you should use a mechanic. You are buying a pizza store, you should get a person who know how to fix pizza equipment. It would be good help because then what is the effective life is remaining, and there is no surprises later on. Then I always recommend people to review the agreement and purchase sale through lawyer. And we always put this condition in the agreement and sale purchase, so that once you sign the agreement, so you get it reviewed through the lawyer. The next would be appraisal, approval of lease. Always you should review the lease. If you are not able to review it yourself, then take the help of a lawyer and get the lease review, because lease is the most vulnerable thing, and very very, I should say, you should be very cautious whenever you sign a lease or assume a lease. You should know what are the condition, how the rent appreciation work, what would happen after 3 years, what are the renewal option, and is there any demolition clause or whatever. Lot of things to see in the lease. because once you take over a lease, you are taking a big, huge liability, and you might be personally liable if you are not able to pay off the lease. So very critical. You need to understand lease, or you should take the help of your lawyer. Then we should ask financial for 2 years, like HST, T4, balance sheet, P&L, purchase invoice, and etc. etc. And there could be other stuff also, but depending upon business. Then I would suggest you guys to physical presence for verification of sale. See, whatever number somebody is showing, whatever they are doing, it is a good idea to at least spend 2 or 3 days at the location, if seller permits, of course, to verify the sale physically. If somebody sale, I have a sale 2000 a day, then you could be there for couple of hours and see what exactly they're doing. I always recommend to go there for 2 or 3 days and go from morning to evening time, because you cannot take a sample. You go there for 1 hour, and if you see a lot of people and you think, oh yeah, store is doing well, and 1 hour sometime there is no customer and you think, no, store is not doing well. So depending upon time, the traffic changes. Like after evening hours, after office hours, sometime retail shops are very busy, but during office hours they are not busy, and weekend they're busy. So, and every business is different. Like pizza store, they're busy on Friday and Saturday. You see, uh, depending upon business, there could be at different time, different client footfall could be there. Then of course the physical, then vendor take back. So vendor take back is very interesting, we would discuss. So once we discuss the financing option, so if there is a possibility, you could always ask the seller for VTB. Then landlord approval is very critical, because most of the time you approve everything and the landlord don't approve you, because landlords are very finicky nowadays, and due to this COVID situation, they also want to see somebody who's taking over the business. They should have a knowledge, and they should have a financial backup to pay off the lease if something bad happen with the business. So the landlord is a very normally, it's not that easy to get a landlord approval. They see your credit, they see your, they sometimes ask you for guarantor, and they want to see what prior business experience you have. Then of course the franchise approval, if you're buying a franchisee, then of course you need to get approval from franchisee. And once franchisee approve you, then of course you can take once franchisee approve you, then you, of course, you can take it to next level. So I think there are a couple of chat what people are saying. Oh, okay. So somebody is asking, as for the reason why owner is selling, how do we know if there is actual reason? See, it's very good question. Very difficult to know the actual reason. But to be very frank, if you know, it's always good. And you know, depending, I have seen 70-80% time people tell you that they are getting retired, and if somebody is getting retired, you could see their age. And sometimes they say they are moving out of the province or any region, or they have running the business from 15 years now, they want to change or something like that. See, we need to trust at the end of the day. Yes, there is a possibility they may lie. The biggest lie would be they are making loss, they just want to sell it, and they are just making any reason. I agree with you, that could be a possibility. That is what we are doing this due diligence process to verify what exactly the reason is. But why you should know, because sometime, let me tell you, there are some business which are very owner centric. If owner is not there, the business cannot run. Now your owner says, oh no, because I don't want to do this business, because I cannot devote my time, that's why I'm selling. And now you are also in the same boat, you are also not able to devote time, and you are buying the business, then better don't buy the business. Because if you buy on the same region what the seller is selling, eventually you will get the same what seller has got. So this is, you should take care. Then others, depending upon business. So I will discuss a very quickly, I'll discuss this gas station offer with you guys, and to show you what exactly the terms condition we normally put. And so basically this is a gas station offer. So we put the purchase price. I will just go to the conditions, I am not discussing the whole offer with you guys. So I will just go to the condition. I just want to show you like what kind of conditions we put. So basically inventory and deposit to fuel retailer, who will pay and how that will be paid. Assignment. So normally I try to put assignment clause in my offers, because you never know, sometimes you get another buyer and you just sell it, or sometimes you put some partner, and sometimes you assign it to some other corporations, you never know. So it's good to put this assignment of, because later on if you don't put it, then seller may charge you some amount for this. Then buyer solicitor approval, as we discussed. Due diligence condition we already discussed. Financing condition we already discussed. Franchise approval we already discussed. Then of course the licenses, like convenience store or gas station, you need to have LCBO, or sorry, OLG and other the license. So basically I put that condition also. Then of course the building inspection. Then there could be environmental assessment reports, because gas stations and some businesses you need to have these reports. And then you are not assuming any debt and liabilities. And then uh, seller will provide these documents: survey, inspection. Then they will provide franchise agreement, they will provide legal description, they will provide easement. So all this, a lot of stuff we ask from the seller depending upon business. Like gas station, you ask a lot of questions like TSSL lesson. This is to operate a gas bar, property tax bill. This is basically business with real estate, so documents are more. Typically in business we ask for financial paperwork and lease. So this is a comprehensive list. You ask from your seller, see so many things. So a non-competition clause also you put, like the seller cannot open the similar store in nearby area. So then you put training clause also, like the seller will give this much training to you. Then of course the completion date. Then there could be some other like clearance certificate and a lot of, see, so many conditions. So depending upon business we could draft the conditions. And always I recommend you guys to work with some experienced commercial or business broker, because residential people know only two condition. One is finance, one is inspection, that to 5 days. And you end up you don't know what to put other than that. So always I recommend you to guys put as many conditions, but not like somebody told me, sir, put a condition, seller give me guarantee of this much sale. Nobody will ever give you any guarantee, because guarantee doesn't exist in this world, especially for business. You do your due diligence, you verify everything, but guarantee nobody can give, to be very frank. If I represent a seller, I will never advise them to give any guarantee, because this will lead to litigation, because you don't know how they're keeping the books and how they're showing profit and other stuff, and very difficult. Okay, so various financing options. So first is I'm discussing with you vendor take back. Now what is this vendor take back? Let me show you as per Investopedia. So vendor take back is a unique kind of mortgage where the seller extend himself as a loan to the buyer. So seller act like a bank. So it is like getting a loan from the bank, where seller is acting like a bank. Seller put lien on the property or the business, and you pay the seller the amount in installments. So this is a very, because most of the time, like convenience stores or some businesses, bank don't fund inventory. So we try to get this VTP, and this is good for both buyer and seller, because seller eventually get either money back and money, and buyer, instead of getting bank finance, because bank finance will cost you a lot of amount. uh, for bank, bank will not cost you, but the agent you will hire, they will make projections, reports and everything. Typically they charge minimum 5 to 10,000 for a loan. Even the loan is 50,000, they still charge you 5,000, which is a good huge amount. So I always suggest to see the possibility of VTB if possible. And anybody, those who have joined late, if you have any questions in between, you could always ask in the chat box. And in the later, from 15 minutes from now, when I end this presentation, we will open for your open discussion, and we would see, and you could raise your hand, I can unmute you, and then we could take it forward. And the next is Canada Small Business Financing Program, which is very common, and some people know about this. So this is a loan by federal government, and ultimately this is provided by banks only. This is a good loan, because in this loan you are liable only for 25%. So basically, if you get a loan of, so if you buy a loan of 100,000, and if you lose everything, so you are liable only for 25,000. Rest 75,000 is paid by government. And this is not basically you are doing any bankruptcy. This is a support from the government. 75% support is given by the government, and this is a very good program. um, those who want, I can share this PPT with you, and then you can go through these links. And this is a, and if you want to see all these details and all these links, then of course you can go to our website, and I will show you where you can find all this information. So this is and BDC, Business Development Canada. This is also similar to CSBF. BDC is a normal loan. Canada Small Business Financing Program typically give you 75%, surety that if you lose everything, then you're liable for 25%. Otherwise, you don't lose anything. So this is a kind of secured loan by government. BDC also is kind of similar loan, that is Business Development Canada, and the government is a government loan. Then we have private financing. Private financing, you could go for private financing also, depending upon your requirement. Then best thing is HELOC, home equity line of credit. I always recommend people to get this loan, because once you get a business loan, typically the rate of interest is between 4 to 6%. But if you get the home line of credit, the rate of interest is just 2.5%. So you basically, if you're low, if you have a home equity, then suppose your mortgage is 400,000 and your current home valuation is 1 million, so you can go up to 80%, that's 800,000. So 400,000 you get loan at just 2.5%, which is very reasonable, and that you get for 25 years. So depending upon your risk appetite, you could go for private finance, but I would always suggest to go with this Canada Small Business Finance or HLOC, and best would be VTB, but VTB not every seller is comfortable. But for the good value of deal, say for example deal is 500,000, 600,000, then people are open for VTB kind of 30-40%, they could hold, and you can pay them in installment. And VTB, the typical rate of interest is 5 to 6%. Okay, now what are the legal aspects? So legal aspect of a business is, you need to, and not you, but the lawyer will see if there is any lien, any bulk transfers, like is there anything pending you need to pay to the vendors, is there any contract assignments, is there any thing which you have to complete, is there any legal liabilities. So all these things, the lawyer need to make sure, but it is you also need to know what if it is there. If it is there, then you should know what exactly you need to take care. This is very important because people miss this, and eventually they end up losing money later on, because that's come as a surprise to them. Now we discuss about our team, so we are be good before time actually, so that's good actually. So we have more time for discussion. So this is our team basically. So I'm Ritesh, I lead this team. So we have a couple of more people who have recently joined, but we have not added in this slide. So Sam, he does mostly land and commercial. Herman, he is expert in listing and he does mostly businesses. Niranjan, he also does businesses, he is expert. Shamish, he does mostly residential and little bit of commercial. Mandeep is expert in pre-construction. Then Shikhar, he is good in convenience store and businesses, uh, uh, and our Karan is all rounder. He does like more other everything. So basically, how we can help you? We are a team of experienced business broker working with Remax Realty Specialists. So we could help you because we have a lot of experience of buying and selling businesses. So we know what exactly you're buying and how we can help you. And we work exclusively in buying a business, as you told. We have good listing within our team. So within our team, we have almost 50 listings right now, and we do have tie-up with other agents, and we do have access to MLS all over GTA. I will share with you on our website. So if any listing you want to buy, we could help you, we could represent you as a buyer. Even though if they are not our listing, we can still represent you. uh, we know how to negotiate and do a proper due diligence and give you the best possible deal. See, we don't give you arbitrary number. So if the business is listed at 100,000, that business might be of 100, that business might be of 50 or 60. So we have to price it right. So if you price it right, we always get it. So we know how to negotiate with the other agent, and we know how to take get you the best deal. So these are our details, and then I will share with you what is how you can connect with us. So you can connect with us on our WhatsApp group. So we have WhatsApp group for sale, pre-construction, flipping, and many of people are the part of our WhatsApp groups already. And then we have launched two exclusive websites for you guys to help you. So we have a exclusive portal for pre-construction properties, Rhine.ca. I will show you now. So this portal, we have 775 projects in GTA, all brand new projects, all opportunities are there. So if you have interest in any of those, you can just ask us. You can go to our website and find all this. Then we have business, commercial, and residential MLS listing category wise on teamrhine.com. This is our another website. So both websites belong to our team, and we both then we you can check our blog for latest update, tips, tricks, and information. And you could always bookmark this web page for easy access. And I would now share with you what exactly we have. So basically, our first main website is rhine.ca. So this is our original website. So basically, this website is now a completely pre-construction website, and this website had a lot of features, better than your Zolo and other. So basically, if you want to see all pre-construction opportunities, you can click here. So it will show you all the pre-construction opportunities in the market, all the see all the pre-construction market in the market. So we have more than 775 projects right now. And also we have futures project which are recently launched. Then occupancy rate, like you want to see occupancy 20, 21, 22, you could click and see, like, so for example, I would say 22. So you will get all the projects which are getting completion in 22. So we have access to all these builders, and wherever you want, we can help you, and also we can give you our recommendation where you should invest. Then we have, city wise, Scarborough, Oakville, Mississauga, Brampton, all these options are there. So give me 1 minute. So okay, so all these options are there, so you could go. And then of course our team details is there. Then we have a lot of real estate news coming up every day. So this is a complete portal. Also we have a lot of tools. Say for example, uh, you want to see if there is a price alert nearby any area, so you could just see, like, say for example, you want to see Brampton, Mississauga, is there any price reduction. So if you put your detail, these properties have recently reduced the price. So for example, I want to click this. So this property are reduced by $250. This property are reduced by 150. So you will get this kind of information. So a lot of tools we have on our website. Then you have, so you could always put a daily email alert. So whatever information you need, if you want to see Markham, you want to see the product update, you just put the detail. So it will keep giving you everyday details of whatever property you're looking for. Then we have calculators. You could even calculate land transfer tax, how much land transfer tax you need to pay when you're buying a property, depending upon price and everything. So it has complete details. Then you have a very good tool, mortgage tool, which I think you should use. This very amazing tool we have. So basically, suppose you are buying a commercial or business or home, whatever. So it calculate everything for you. It give you all the details. So for example, asking price of your home is 700,000, and if you pay 5% down, how much you have to pay exactly. 10% down, how much you have to pay. 15%, 20%, all this. What is the mortgage, what is the amortization period, say 25 years. So here it could be 25, here could be 30. Yeah, what is the rate of interest you would like to see? Say for example, let's consider 2.34. What is the EMI you are going to pay? What is the provincial tax? What is the municipal tax? What is the cash you need? What are the monthly expense you have? Then what is the rate of interest, amortization, how much money you're making, everything. Amazing tool, you should see it. Then how you're paying, and how you're, when your EMI is ending, and everything. So this is a very good, there are a lot of tools on this website. You should go and see this website, and definitely you will like all these tools. And then we have, of course, buying tips. We give you how to buy, all these details, tips are there. Then we have sellers. For sellers also, we have a lot of similar options. So have a look on this website, go to the website, and then there is a very important thing, blog. So when you go to blog, you see a lot of key discussion we are discussed, like when you're thinking of buying a home, you're selling a home. Then a lot of things on business also, 10 reasons to buy, and renting versus buying, all this, good article we keep sharing. And here I have shared a lot of things with you, like Canada's emergency wage subsidy, government benefits for the businesses, and gas station buying pro and cons. Then we are how to buy a food based business. Then you how to buy business process, how we help you, frequently asked cost, rent to own, point to remember when you buy existing business. So Canada small business financing program, which we are discussing now. So all these details are there. Go and see the website, and you will check a lot of information. Then we have another website for our exclusive listing of our team for business and other. That's teamryan.com. This is also a website, very good website, where so you have all the businesses for sale at the top. Then you have residential for sale. It's a little slower today. So business for sale. Then you have residential for sale. Then you have commercial for sale. Our team. Then in business, you want to see restaurant, convenience store, anything you want to see. So for example, you want to see all convenience stores, just click here. You will see all the convenience stores on MLS, not in our team, everywhere. So see all the convenience store. So similarly, residential gas station, if you want to see all the gas station, you will find. Similarly, plaza, you will get all the plaza. Residential, if you want to see Toronto, Peel. So we have organized it very well. And again, pre-construction, when you click back, you come back to our main website, that's ryan.ca. So these are the two websites we have created exclusively for you guys, and you could go and just see this website, and blog I have already shared with you. So now we can take your questions. So if anybody has any question, you could raise your hand. I could just uh, unmute you and we can just then talk. So link for WhatsApp group. Okay, yeah. So if you want to see the links, so if you go to our website, if you go to contact teamryan.com, go to contact. So we have this WhatsApp groups links. You could join from there. Like if I click this link, it will take me to the WhatsApp, and I could join. So that's how you could join. It's very easy to join. So basically it is like our teamryan.com, that our main website. If you go there and go to contact, you will find all these links. Okay. So I just want to know if anybody has any questions. I would appreciate. You could type or you could ask in person. I would be happy to answer, or maybe let me. Now you can unmute yourself and you can talk. So I have given permission. Now anybody of you want to speak? Yusuf, you want to talk something?
Hi, Ritesh. Yeah. Let's say we took a loan for a mortgage for a home, and for 25 years. But in between, I get the funds earlier, and can I pay all together? Let's say after 5 years, or let's say 7 years. Will there be any what do you say, a fine to pay it earlier, or how does it work? Like back home in
Okay,
India,
so that's a good question. So basically, there are two kind of mortgage or loan you get. One is open, second is close. So close is basically there is a minimum time you need to say. For example, you get 5-year close. So then you need to go. You need to at least take it for 5 years, and then you can pay it off. Then there is no penalty. But if you close before in a closed loan, then there is a penalty. If you get an open loan, open mortgage, like say for example, you are going to get money, so you go for open mortgage, then there is no penalty. So basically you should know, and then you should discuss with your mortgage agent, and then accordingly they could decide which is a good product for you.
is there a rate of interest different between these two loans,
Yes,
or
yes,
it's same?
it could be different, because for closed loan, see, let me tell you. So the closed loan, there is a risk to bank and there is a risk to you also. So for example, you're getting a closed loan at 3% and the market goes down, and you would keep paying 3%. Another option is you get variable loan. So variable, basically, you, as market changes, you change. And third option is basically, you can open. So rate of interest could be less or high depending upon what kind of loan you take. So if you take variable loan, depending upon market, it could change.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay. And then one question is, Canada small business loan has application processing fee. Do bank always ask for appraisal? Oh yes, that's a good question. Okay, so there is a application fee. Though normally they charge you 2% as a lender fee. That's charged by bank. Whatever mortgage agent charge you, that's separate. And appraisal, yes, 99% time bank asks for appraisal. Let me tell you, bank never give you loan on goodwill or on inventory. They give only on leasehold improvement. And if you buy a pizza store at 500,000, bank doesn't care. Bank don't care. They're making 1 million or whatever. They just want to see whether, in case if the business goes down, how much money they would be able to recover to sell it back to the market. And they just consider the good. They don't consider goodwill. They don't get inventory. They just see what legal improvement, like flooring and whatever, fall ceiling and whatever, chattels, equipments, whatever is there, they see that only. So yes, to see that, of course, they need to go and do a appraisal. Otherwise, how do they know? This is not a home like two homes are identical and the price of one home and the other home you can see. So they mostly go for appraisal, and the cost is borne by you only. That's what I say. Always go for VTB or go for home line of credit, because this business loan is anyway expensive. The only benefit is you get support from the government. Like if something bad happens and if you're not able to sustain the business, then definitely you could. Then definitely the government supports up to 75%. Okay, you recommend lawyers? Yes, yes, definitely. So okay, so that's a good. We have tie up with all the lawyers. We have tie up with all the mortgage and agents and business loan people. So when you work with us, definitely you need not to worry about all this stuff. So we have lawyer depending upon situation. So sometime we need to hire expensive lawyer depending upon the deal size. Suppose if you're making a deal of 50,000, if you hire a lawyer of 5,000, no point. So we have lawyers starting from 700 per transaction to 5,000. And we recommend you lawyers depending upon the situation, because not everybody is fit for everything. Okay. Anything, any other question, any other thing you want to talk? So you can unmute yourself and you can talk. So you have permission to unmute yourself. I would love to, take your questions, because more questions you ask, it is good for all, the other also try to learn from there. Yeah, Kamran.
Hi, Ritesh. First, very good presentation. And other thing I just need to ask you, how do you manage the conflict of interest if you're representing buyer and seller both?
Yes, very good question. So that's a good question. So normally we don't do that. So basically we have a team. So how our team work, let me tell you. That's very good question, because sometimes when you're in multiple representation, it is very difficult to address both of at the same time. But we try to make a balance. Let me tell you very clearly. Uh, Even though I represent you only, I would never do such thing when when I represent a seller. I don't expect from a seller. So what we try to do normally, we try to split within our team. Say for example, let me tell you, in our team, Harman he's expert in listing. So mostly listing, you will see Harman and Ranjan, they bring the listings. And in our team, these two people are good in buyers, Shikhar and Karan. So how it work is basically, so since we work in one team, but to be very frank, we are very honest with respect to representation. And in some time, yes, it might happen we have to represent both. Then we do it very carefully, and we have to be extra cautious, and we put certain more conditions, more due diligence, so that both parties should feel happy. Because once you represent somebody, at the end of the day, other than price, there are a lot of other things also we need to verify. So we try to split within the team, and normally we don't represent one person, don't represent both. So that's how we do it professionally. And when you put offer to any other MLS listing, then of course we are representing you only. So there is no problem whatsoever.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else want to say anything? I would definitely like to take the, and any suggestions or anything you just want to give. We are open for that. So we are a growing team, and we are helping. We are trying to help people to buy and sell businesses, because it's very difficult to in today's market. Uh, to find a right person. Say for example, let me tell you one more thing. Some people come to me and they say, "What is the best business I should buy?" See, there is nothing like best. Any and every business is good depending upon your interest, and it is very difficult to find a right buyer, because many people have money, but they don't have that particular what you say, uh, and passion to run that particular kind of business. Say for example, you are passionate about food and you buy at a convenience store, you will not be able to run it whether you buy a good convenience store. So I always recommend people to follow your passion, do whatever you like, and you will do it well. Don't think convenience store is good, pizza store is good, restaurant is good, everything is good and everything is bad. I have seen so many people ruining the good businesses because they didn't have any interest, and I've seen a lot of businesses getting successful because people took a lot of interest. So business is, every business could be profitable, and every business can make loss depending how you take it forward and what guidance you have. And we do guide people to take it to the next level. We always help people to, suppose you buy the business, so we will, it's not like we have just relation with you as a realtor relation. We definitely like to help you guys to take it to the next level. In fact, we had a plan also, might be if some of guide might be interested, I would like to share with you. So we had a plan of business flipping. So we do help people to flip business. So like, you want to buy a business, and you buy a business which is not doing very well because you get it very cheap. Then you run the business for a couple of months and make it profitable and take it to the next level, and then we sell it. That's called business flipping. So let me show you how this works. So basically, you're buying a business in the bad shape which is needed to be fixed. Then you change the presentation of business space, increase the sale, eventually profit in an autopilot mode. Then you could sell it. So we basically help you by selecting a business, getting a best price, arranging bank finance, consulting on business profit increase, renovation, presentation, and marketing ideas. All this thing, we guide you as a consultant, and definitely we keep some profit sharing with you. It's not like we are working free for you. We are not charging you anything upfront, but once you flip the business, you make money. We also make money with you. So we help you as a consultant. We help you to take it to the next level, and definitely. So if any of you guys are interested in this business flipping thing, you could let me know in person on WhatsApp. we have a couple of good options. And to be very frank, every business has an opportunity of flipping until and unless it's doing very, very well. So now, then, how you take it forward and how you present it to the market, this is very important, because people want ready-made business. Like, why you should go for business flipping? Why not you should go for real estate flipping? Because real estate flipping is very common, and because a lot of competition is there. Everybody, trying to go in home flipping. Business is not easy, and business good thing is you could get VTB, which you cannot get in home flipping. Immediate cash flow you get next day, and you pick the right dealer, you keep getting money. You buy the business, it's not like you are investing something, you're getting. So when you buy a home, you are paying from your pocket till the time you flip it. But business, till the time you don't, even if you don't flip it, you make money if the business is profitable. Then turnaround time is maybe 2 or 3 months. In 2 or 3 months we can fix all this problem and we can sell the business. Then outcome, like business, you control everything. It's not dictated by government or housing regulation and bank loan rate. In house, a lot of things are regulated by government also. And of course, if your business is not doing well, if you lose everything, then government is paying 75% of your risk. So it is always good to do business flipping rather than doing house flipping. But house flipping is very common, people know it. So I was making comparison between these two, so we could help you in that also. Okay, so we are almost reach our time. We are almost on time, so for everything.
Ritesh, one last question.
Yeah.
When you're comparing these two things, how home flipping and business flipping, but what is your take on what is the profit margin we look at into home flipping and business flipping? What would generate more profit?
Okay, sir. Again, I said profit is very subjective. So home is okay. So we would be doing a session of home flipping also. So we could keep doing this kind of session every week. So this time we did for business. 1 week we would do for home flipping. We will discuss home flipping detail, how home flipping work and how exactly you should do it. To see, let me tell you, home flipping, one thing, you need to have more money with you, because minimum home buy is 500-600,000, and also you're competing with a lot of people. So sometime it may happen the home ideally you should have bought at 500 and you should be getting a profit of 100,000. Eventually you buy at 550 or 575 because of this fierce competition, and you are not making any money. And this is happening. See, a lot of big companies are there, a lot of big players are there because they have a lot of money in their pocket and they offer cash. Like they have sitting 1 million in their cash pocket and they just offer it. So home flipping is very competitive. I would not say you don't make money. You can make up to 100%, but typically you make 10 to 15%. But another risk, if the market goes down, then what will happen? If the market is not that liquid, what will happen? You are dependent on, it could be there in the market for a couple of months. So I'm not saying home flipping is bad. It is good, but you need to put time there also. It's not that easy. Competition is more. Business flipping, since the advantages are like I have already discussed. So there is no direct comparison. Yes. And there is in this another thing is home flipping, the risk is less, because real estate, when you buy, you don't make much profit, but you don't lose much also. Like a home, if you buy, even if the market go down, you may be losing 10%, not than that. But business, you may lose more. But the good thing is you have protection from government. So depending, how you take it. Business, you could make 100% also, 200% also, depending upon how you manage it. So business is entirely 85% upon you, as I said in point number 5. Home is you cannot manage a lot of stuff. So business flipping is quite new thing. Most people don't know about that. Okay, so we have, I think, 4 more minutes remaining. We can take one or two more questions. So somebody, I think, is there. Galaxy Note 9. You want to ask something, sir? You are unmuted. No. Okay. Anybody else want to ask us anything?
No, I'm good.
Okay. I'm good. Thank you very much, guys. So hope you will keep connected with us. So these are our website. You can have a note on those website, and in Connect you could always go to Connect, and always you could join our WhatsApp group. And if you connect and when you go on website, if you put a query, it come to us only, and I assign to the person who is actually responsible for that. So our website is rhine.ca. It is basically for pre-construction opportunities in GT and around. So we have almost every project there. And then we have all business, commercial, residential listing category wise on teamryan.com. So these are 2 websites we have. You can note them down, and a lot of feature, lot of tools on these 2 websites. They are very, very useful. Definitely you should try to use once. And then if you have any question, you have my number. WhatsApp is there, so you could always contact me. I would share my personal number with you guys. If you can note it down, and I like to reply. You want to share, if most of you have my number, but if you don't have, you can just share, save my number. So we are there for you always. And thank you very much for joining, and hope to see you soon next week with some other session. And it was a good time with you guys. Thank you very much. So this is my number. You could save it down. And one more question.
Thank you, Ritesh. Thank you for sharing the great information with us. Appreciate your time and efforts, man. Appreciate.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.